known Coach Angsten since May of 1990. He was the athletic director when I was hired, and he did more to make me feel welcome than any other person in St. Rita. I spent 7 years teaching gym with him, and every day was an adventure. We had lots of laughs, we had some of the best times, and the one thing about Coach Angsten, he always was out for the kids. You couldn't always tell he was out for the kids, but he always helped kids, especially kids who were having trouble. And Jim Angsten is St. Rita like nobody else.
I've known Coach Angsten since 1978. In that time, he has been an extremely fair, extremely good friend, somebody that I have enjoyed knowing, met his family. I've worked with him on many levels. I have always found him to be fair. There is not a better person than him.
I have a lot of respect for Coach Angsten. He was a teacher when I was a student here years ago in the old buildings, and I know that from a classroom point and also from all those guys that were athletes that worked under him, he always wanted and expected their best every day. He instilled that in all the students and in all the kids that he coached all those years. And now years later, as a colleague, I've seen Coach Angsten for the better part of the last 10 years, and the message is the same. He still demands the respect, and he still demands that each kid work to their best potential and give everything they have every day, both on the field and in the classroom. And every day that Coach Angsten is here in the building, and his presence, I think, teaches all of us a little bit of something every day. And I know I speak for all the teachers, and on behalf of all the teachers here in school, I just wanted to say thanks to Coach Angsten for the years and years of service to St. Rita.
Hi, Jim. We go back a long way, many years back when even I was at Mendel before coming over here to St. Rita. And I remember talking to you on the Mendel football field about coming over and maybe helping out with things here. Turned out I would become principal, and you were a big help in moving the school. I'll never forget that. Taking charge of the athletic area, getting the kids involved, getting the families involved, and making sure that we as a family were making the move. Thanks for all your work here in the many years that you've been with us, and we'll always remember you and thank you.
It's been a long time since we first met back in '79, and I always considered you a fine and faithful friend. I always had the privilege of coaching your first son, Timmy. It was a great time for us, and I'm kind of awful glad that me and you have become good friends over all these years. God bless.
I met Mr. Angsten in the spring of 1993. I brought my son to a hockey game. He was an incoming freshman. At that moment, I knew that Mr. Angsten truly believed in the students. He is a man of his word. What you see is what you get. There's nothing false about Mr. Angsten. He truly believes that the students here at St. Rita come in as young boys and they graduate at men. There is nothing false about Mr. Angsten. He is a person of his word. If we could have more people like Mr. Angsten, the world would be a better place. I'm grateful that I have Mr. Angsten as a friend.
I just want to take this opportunity to thank you, Coach Angsten, for everything you've done for me through the years. I don't know if you realize it, but you were an inspiration to me back in the day when I was a player, and you're one of the big reasons why I went into coaching. And I just remember so many of the lessons that I learned from you, particularly life lessons, that I try to carry out today with the kids that I coach. And just want to let you know, Coach, there's not a tougher guy in the world that I've ever met than you. And I know if anybody can meet this challenge, you can. Especially knowing that you've got thousands of former players that are behind you and willing to do everything we can to help you along the way. So good luck, Coach, and we're all with you.
Coach Angsten, on behalf of myself and the hundreds of other St. Rita football players that you've coached, I want to let you know how much of an inspiration you were to all of us, not only on the athletic field, but also in the classroom. From myself, my perspective, I had the privilege of coaching with you for 2 years and also playing for you for 3 years. You inspired me not only to be the student athlete that I was, but inspired me to be the teacher and a coach that I believe I am today. And you've taught us some things about St. Rita, that we're always here for each other. And I'm letting you know, from myself, our coaches, and all the former players, we are here for you right now. We will be with you through everything, through thick and thin, just like you've always been for all of us.
I've known Coach Angsten for 15 years, and when someone thinks of St. Rita, they think of Jim Angsten. Jim's always available to give you his advice, and he's always available to give you his side of the story. And sometimes it's what you need to hear. Jim does it in a way that he's being Coach Angsten. So I cherish him in my department, and I cherish him as a friend.
Great seeing you, Coach, at your last benefit. Keep up the good work. Look forward to seeing you soon this spring. And just letting you know, probably the best defensive coordinator / DB coach I've ever around. Thank you, sir. And good luck.
Angsten, as one of the few people who played for you and had the opportunity to coach with you, you taught me a lot of things. And I don't know if anybody told you this, but you can be a little stubborn. But I learned a lot from you. I appreciate everything you've done for me. And I know you're going to have a long, happy life. But the one thing I did learn from you was you were more about family than football. And I know that your family is going to be there for you just like we're going to be there for you. So I want to thank you for everything, and hang in there.
Coach Angsten, you're a warrior. You're a warrior at St. George, you're a warrior at Western Illinois, you're a warrior here. You'll always be a warrior. But more important than being a warrior, Jim, you're a superhero. You're a superhero to your kids, to Pam, your lovely wife. You're a superhero to Jamie, Susie, especially to Timmy. I know in my heart, any kind of conflict, any kind of problem you confront it head on with all the best you got. You need any help with anything, you could always count on me and my family. Good luck to you. Love you, man. Take care of yourself.
Hi guys, this is Ray Keene, Senior. I can personally relate to what Coach Angsten is going through, not physically, but emotionally and mentally. You see, my father, Ray McKean, class of 1979 from Rita, was diagnosed with ALS in 2010. The hardship and problems that has ensued because of this diagnosis has been very difficult for myself, my brother, Victor, who's a sophomore at Rita, and the rest of my family. However, the St. Rita community, which is a tight-knit and loving community, has really come together to help my family get through this tough time. I hope for the best for Mr. Angsten, that him and his family will be able to fight this terrible disease. My challenge to you is help not only Coach Angsten, but every single family that suffers through this terrible disease. Donate as much as you possibly can, buying the shirts, wristbands, or even just donating some extra loose change you have in your pocket. A little will go a long way, and I thank you in advance for your donations.
1, 2, 3. 5 more days, beat the phone, now it's time to go, go, go. BALS!